Imagine feeling like a candle, burning at both ends, slowly melting away with no time to replenish yourself. Welcome to an era where the hustle and bustle of life has us all running on a treadmill that never seems to stop. We're juggling so many balls, trying to keep them all in the air, that we forget to take a breather. Yes, my friends, we're talking about the all-too-common, ever-looming specter of burnout. Burnout, a state of chronic physical and emotional exhaustion, is not just a buzzword. It's a very real crisis that's sweeping across our fast-paced society like a wildfire. It's creeping into our lives, gnawing at our well-being, and leaving us feeling drained, unproductive, and detached. It's a silent predator that doesn't discriminate. It affects the ambitious entrepreneur, the diligent student, the hardworking homemaker, and the passionate artist alike. It's a universal challenge, and it's high time we face it head-on. The impacts of burnout are far-reaching, affecting not just our mental health, but our physical health as well. It's like a domino effect. The chronic stress triggers a cascade of health issues, from headaches and sleep disturbances to more serious conditions like heart disease. The mental toll is equally alarming, leading to anxiety, depression, and a sense of hopelessness. But acknowledging burnout is the first step towards combating it. It's about recognizing that constant fatigue, lack of enthusiasm, and dwindling productivity are not badges of honor, but warning signs that your body and mind are crying out for help. And that's where self-care comes in. It's not just about bubble baths and spa days, although those are lovely too. It's about prioritizing your well-being, setting boundaries, and taking time to replenish your energy reserves. It's about treating yourself with kindness and compassion, just as you would treat a dear friend. But what if there was a way to extinguish this flame of exhaustion? Today, we are going to share some easy and practical tips to avoid burnout. Stay tuned, because your journey towards a healthier, happier, and more balanced life begins right here, right now. Burnout isn't just about being tired, it's a state of chronic physical and emotional exhaustion. Now let's delve a little deeper to really understand what it means. You see, burnout manifests itself in various ways, one of which is chronic fatigue. You feel drained and depleted, like your energy reserves are constantly on empty. Then there's decreased productivity. Even simple tasks may seem like mountains to climb. You find yourself struggling to focus, your work performance slips, and that to-do list, it just keeps growing. And let's not forget about feelings of cynicism. You may feel detached, negative, or even indifferent about your work or the people around you. But here's the thing. Burnout doesn't play favorites. It can affect anyone, no matter the career or lifestyle. From the high-powered executive to the stay-at-home parent, burnout is an equal opportunity offender. Recognizing these signs is the first step in fighting burnout. Now that we understand what burnout looks like, let's dive into the strategies to prevent it. One of the most practical ways to avoid burnout is setting boundaries. In today's world, it's easy to feel like we're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But it's crucial to establish a clear line between work and personal time. This could be as simple as not checking work emails after a certain hour, or dedicating specific days for rest and relaxation. By setting boundaries, you give your mind the opportunity to rest, recharge, and prepare for the next challenge. Next, let's talk about prioritizing tasks. Sometimes burnout happens because we feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of tasks on our plate. The solution? Prioritize. Not all tasks are created equal, so focus on the most important ones first. This can reduce the stress of having too much to do and give you a sense of control over your workload. Remember, it's not about getting everything done, it's about getting the right things done. Mindfulness is another powerful tool in the fight against burnout. It's all about being present in the moment, focusing on what's happening right now, rather than worrying about the past or the future. Whether it's through meditation, yoga, or simply taking a few minutes each day to focus on your breathing, mindfulness can help reduce stress, improve focus, and increase your overall sense of well-being. Of course, we can't talk about avoiding burnout without mentioning physical activity. Regular exercise is not just good for your body, it's good for your mind as well. It can help reduce stress, improve mood, and increase energy levels. Whether it's a brisk walk around the block, a yoga class, or a high-intensity workout, find an activity you enjoy and make it a regular part of your routine. Finally, remember that self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. These strategies are all forms of self-care, and by incorporating them into your life, you're not just avoiding burnout, you're also taking steps towards a healthier, happier you. Remember, burnout doesn't happen overnight, and neither does recovery. It takes time, patience, and a commitment to self-care. But by setting boundaries, prioritizing tasks, practicing mindfulness, and incorporating regular physical activity into your day, you're setting yourself up for success. By implementing these strategies, you can start to regain control of your life and well-being. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Remember these words, let them echo in your mind, for they hold the key to preventing burnout and fostering overall well-being. Imagine a car, if you will. It needs fuel to run, oil to lubricate its parts, and regular maintenance to stay in peak condition. Similarly, we, as humans, need self-care to fuel our minds, lubricate our emotions, and maintain our overall well-being. Let's delve into the different forms of self-care, shall we? Physical self-care is one that often comes to mind first. It involves taking care of our bodies through exercise, a healthy diet, and adequate sleep. Just as a car can't run without fuel, our bodies can't function optimally without these elements. But self-care doesn't stop at the physical. It extends into the realm of our minds and emotions. Mental and emotional self-care is about acknowledging our feelings, giving ourselves permission to rest, and engaging in activities that bring us joy and peace. It's about saying no when we need to, setting boundaries, and prioritizing our mental health. Then there's social self-care. We are social beings, and relationships play a vital role in our lives. Spending quality time with loved ones, connecting with others, and building supportive networks contribute to our emotional well-being and help us avoid burnout. Let's not forget spiritual self-care. This could be anything from practicing mindfulness, meditating, spending time in nature, or exploring your faith. It's about connecting with something greater than ourselves and finding meaning and purpose in life. These forms of self-care intertwine and contribute to our overall well-being. When we take care of ourselves, we are better equipped to deal with stress, avoid burnout, and lead happier, healthier lives. Remember, taking time for self-care is not a sign of weakness. It's a strength. It's an acknowledgement of our humanity and our need to rest, recharge, and rejuvenate. In a world that often demands us to keep going, let's remember to pause, to breathe, to care for ourselves. After all, self-care isn't selfish, it's about preserving your health and happiness. You have the power to prevent burnout and take care of your well-being. This is the golden thread that weaves through our conversation today. We've journeyed together through the complexities of burnout, understanding it, and discovering practical tips to prevent it. We've also shed light on the power of self-care and its importance to our overall well-being. Let's take a moment to revisit the key points. Burnout is not a sign of weakness, but a wake-up call, a signal that your body and mind are yearning for a change. It's an invitation to reevaluate our lives, to redefine our priorities, and to reassess our boundaries. It beckons us to slow down, to breathe, and to take care of ourselves. We've explored practical tips to avoid burnout, from setting realistic goals to practicing mindfulness, from cultivating a positive outlook to embracing a balanced diet. These are not just tips, but tools that empower you to take control of your life and your well-being. But perhaps the most powerful tool of all is self-care. It's not a luxury, but a necessity. It's not selfish, but selfless, for it enables us to be the best versions of ourselves. It's okay to take time for you. It's okay to say no. It's okay to rest. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. And yes, we all struggle at times, but remember, it's not about how many times we fall, but how many times we get back up. So let's rise. Let's rise above the ashes of burnout and soar to the heights of well-being. Remember to like and subscribe to Soulful Self-Care with Mo for your regular dose of inspiration. And don't forget to hit the bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Together, we can extinguish the flame of burnout. Let's fan the flames of self-care, of self-love, of self-worth. For in doing so, we light the way for others to do the same. Together, we can spark a revolution, a self-care revolution. And that, my friends, is a flame that can never be extinguished.